Hello, welcome back my people. I'm your Brani as always. Today we are diving into the Goldfields DAMA program in Western Australia. So I recently made a video about the Northern Territory DAMA. You will see the link up there, so you can check that out after this one. In that video, I shared a lot of useful tips that will also help you understand how this program works. In total, there are 13 different DAMA programs set up by the Australian government to help deal with the skilled and unskilled worker shortages across Australia. So the DAMA is a designated area migration agreement, and it's simply a way for certain regional parts of Australia to bring in workers from overseas more easily. So these areas don't have enough people to fill in the vacant position, and that's why the government has made the rules simpler for employers to sponsor people from the outside country. So it's really a good news if you are thinking about moving and working in a regional area. Today we are focusing on the Goldfields DAMA, and this one is very strong. It covers the traditional skilled jobs like the engineers and electricians and many other administrative jobs, but it also includes plenty of everyday jobs that don't need a lot of experience. So on top of that, the rules are a bit more flexible. This time you might get age concession, English language concession, or even an easier process depending on the job. But the key is, with the DAMA, you need an employer to sponsor you, because you can't just look at the occupation list and apply for the visa by yourself. Employers in these regional areas are the ones who really need workers. So the government is using this program as an opportunity or a chance for them to hire from overseas. So your first step of action is to find the right employer who is willing to sponsor you. So now I'll take you through the process for applying for jobs in the Goldfields DAMA. So on your laptop, you use the search engine and you enter DAMA Australia. That's a designated area migration agreement. So this page has all the official information about the DAMA. You can see what the program is, which regions are part of it, full list of jobs. It also explains the rules for both employers and workers, like sponsorship requirements. You find information about the age limits, English language rules, in any of the concessions. So basically, if you want the official details about the DAMA, I think it's the right place to check. Scroll down, you'll notice there are currently 13 existing DAMAs in place with their respective links. So this links contains a lot of information on how to access each DAMAs, as well as the regions or the locations. So the link is leading us to the city of Kalgoorlie-Boulder. That's what we'll be emphasizing on today. So you open the link. So that's the official homepage. When it opens, we can see the Goldfields DAMA overview. We see about the Goldfields DAMA. We have the occupation list. We have DAMA concessions. We have how to apply employer eligibility. So we go for the occupation list. So when it opens, you will notice that the Goldfields DAMA has about 145 occupations eligible for sponsorship. You can find the full list of occupation listed in the Goldfields DAMA here. It's a PDF file, so you open it and you see all the updated occupation listed for sponsorship through the Goldfields DAMA program. So when you look at the Goldfields DAMA occupation list, you will see a few headings that can be a bit confusing. So let me quickly explain what they mean. The first one is the Australian and New Zealand Standard Classification of Occupations. So this is just about the official code for your job in Australia. It's more like a job ID number. So if you look up the code, you will see the official description of the role, the task, requirements of the occupation. The ANSCO skill level also tells you what the level of occupation or experience that is normally needed for the job. So for example, some jobs need a university degree, others will also need a diploma or a trade certificate, or even just on the job training. So about the English language concession, normally to work in Australia you need a certain English test score, but under the DAMA some jobs will allow lower English requirements, and that's what an English concession means. So it's a bit more flexible than the standard rules. So you will notice that there is yes or no. The yes means the occupation has relaxed the rules, but if it's no, it means you must meet the standard rule. And about the testmate concession is about the temporary skilled migration income threshold. So this is the minimum salary an employer normally has to pay to sponsor someone from overseas. So under the DAMA, some rules will allow a concession, meaning employers can pay below the standard threshold, and it makes it more easier for business in regional areas to hire workers from overseas. The next heading is about age concession up to 50 years. So normally for most visas the age limit is 45 years, but under the DAMA some jobs will let you apply even if you're up to 50 years of age. And about the age concession up to 55 years too, and they'll grant you the opportunity to apply if you're up to 55 years. So about the Skills Assessment Authority, this is the official body that checks your qualification and your experience. So their job is to confirm that your skill matches the Australian standard for the occupation. So assuming you are coming in as a chef, there is a specific authority that looks at your training and experience before you can move forward. So when you come to the occupation list, you'll find numerous of occupations available. There are carpenters, there are carpenter joiners, there are welders, civil engineer, cook, drillers, driller assistant, road nurse, geologist, the ICT customer service support. We have locksmith, light technician, meat boner or slicer, metal fabricator. We have pastry cook, personal assistant, mobile plant operator. This qualification. So there are plenty of easy everyday skill jobs on the list. So if you have the right skills and qualifications, all you need to just find an employer who is willing to sponsor you and you're good to go. So how do you actually apply for the jobs found in the occupation list? We come back to our homepage and we click on how to apply. So as you can see, there are several steps involved in bringing in skilled overseas workers to the Goldfield through the DAMA program. So let's go through the steps one after the other and see what it entails. So the step one is to check the information and requirements. So this will ensure that the applicant and the employer are both eligible before starting the application. The next step is also where the employer also applies to the Good Council, asking them permission to sponsor the applicant. So about the payment of the application fee, this time the employer will pay the fee for that request and its employer's cost. So this is where the Goldfield Authority will review the application to see if it meets all the rules or the standards of application that has been made by the employer. About the step 5, if the application is approved, the employer now has a special agreement that allows them to, sponsor the workers. So step 6 is about nominating individual visa application. This is to officially nominate you, the applicant, and then you can apply for your visa straight away. Step 7 is about the application of the visa. That's by the applicant. So the next step is how do you actually find an employer? So this time you'll have to come back to our homepage. You search for an employment. Find an employer. You first of all have to apply for your expression of interest. So with the expression of interest, you're not applying for a specific job yet. You are just showing your interest in the job. And the reason is very important is because this puts you on their radar. So assuming when new jobs are opened, they already know you are ready for it, and that can give you a better chance of being contacted. So let's scroll down for our current job opportunities. So this time you can find numerous of jobs here. There are customer service official, casual job, ICT project officer, government officer, supervisor, TF management, senior plant operator, assistant golf professional, kitchen. They all look like an administrative job. If you look through the details, if it's related to your skills and qualification, you can just submit your application and you're good to go. So another option to search for the job is to use the seek.com. In the location box, you need to type Kalgoorlie WA, Experience WLA. That's what we are looking for. You click on it, you leave the job title blank if you want to see all the jobs in the Western Australia. So you notice that there are hundreds of jobs here. All these jobs are within the Western Australia. So if you want a specific field like mining or aged care, you just come to the search button and you type in the search bar. But you need to keep the location as Kalgoorlie. You just apply directly through the site if you find something that matches your skill. So assuming we are looking for a mechanic job, we just enter a mechanic here. You've noticed there are 180 jobs related to mechanic work. All these jobs are within the Kalgoorlie, Goldfields and Esperance Western Australia. You click on it and it will lead you to submit your application. So that's the Goldfield DAMA in a nutshell. There are so many opportunities out here. You just need to connect with the right employer and you're good to go. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm your Brani as always. If you find this video helpful, you make sure you hit the subscribe button, give it a like and share this with anyone who is interested in living and working in Australia. Macrao.